it's Mr. Seek. I'm going to be doing a video about cache. This is going to be an abstract video, different than my usual videos. The last two videos I did were about general executes. This one is going to be about the whole map in general. So I'm going to start on the T side. What got me thinking about this was I was thinking, okay, according to the stats of the season, I'm obviously the worst player, so that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in who is the best player. So we've got Bushy and Point right up there on top, and then we've got Savage, and then we've got O-Town and myself. And I don't remember exactly how far Bushy is from Savage, and then O-Town from Savage. I just know that like you four are at the top, and then I'm way at the bottom. And I was sort of thinking, okay, if we've got like four players who are like if we've got a 4-1 split, four players are like no one's stand out the best. Okay, how do we approach the T side? And I was thinking that sort of the way to do that is to go like full execute heavy, because all of our players aside from O-Town are either like very passive or somewhat passive. So Savage and I are somewhat passive. And then Point and Bushy are very passive. And passive means like you prefer to hold an angle and get kills rather than push ahead and get kills. That's what I mean by aggressive and passive. So I was thinking, okay, if we want to make a T side work with that lineup, you would do a full execute. And the reason you would do that is because you throw all the smokes so that you can get the bomb plant, and then you can play post plant, and that allows your stars, which would be like the trio of Savage, Bushy, and Point, because O-Town's probably going to die in the first volley. Like he might get two and then die, or get one and die, like that kind of thing. So O-Town will be dead, and then I'll probably just die somehow by getting shot because I'm bad. But then everyone else will be alive and be able to trade off each other and take fights and everything. And that'll be enough to win a lot of T-sides. So I got to thinking, okay, fair enough. How are we gonna structure this thing? And what I came to the conclusion of is that we are going to be doing a fairly execute heavy setup, or not setup, but strategy on T side. So I will be. I knew I wanted O-Town as one of the first two people to go in, and I knew I wanted Bushy and Point to be the last two guys to go in. But that leaves Seek and Savage sort of with undelegated positions. And what I've decided is I'm going to be the pure entry. I'm going to go in first, MSL style, and then O-Town is going to go in second behind me. The benefit of this is O-Town gets more kills, dies less, and also, I mean, I'm going to get wrecked, but I would probably get wrecked anywhere in the strat. And probably my best mechanical ability is movement. It's either movement or grenade usage. So to make sure I get my grenade usage, I'll have to throw a lot of early round utility. And to make sure I get enough movement, or I get the best out of my movement, I'll be like, say if we're coming out A main, instead of the like pug style where you push out like this, I'll be like turning from the flash and coming out and like clearing, or like hard clearing something, probably fork if we smoke cross and then catwalk. I'll be hard clearing fork and then looking up there, and then pushing this kind of thing. So I'll have to be able to like time my pushes with the flashbangs and that kind of thing. So I think I'll actually be able to get relatively respectable numbers, considering it's not a position where you can or like you either die immediately or you get decent numbers. Like if you get great numbers from that position, you're amazing. So hopefully that won't trash my stats too badly on T side. That'll also allow O-Town to have more intel about where the bad guys are, which would be really nice. Well, I guess if you're T side, you are the bad guys, but he'll know where the CTs are. And then Savage will be able to, if he's feeling it, like he might be opping, which could be kind of cool, because like it'd be like a semi-aggressive op. So Seek and O-Town go in, we get the first pick. I think I bumped my microphone, I apologize. So Seek and O-Town go in, we get the first pick. Savage comes in, finds out where the other guy is with an op, and like quick scopes him. That kind of thing. And then so it'll allow for some cool mid-range opping from Savage if we have the money. If we don't have the money, I mean, shotguns aren't terribly viable, but I feel like being aggressive Savage, you're much better with an op than a rifle. So if you have a rifle, you're probably gonna like help clean up, but then be more for the later round. So hopefully we can get you an op on T side as much as possible. And then the last two people are Bushy and Point. So for you guys, you are the last two. You are the supports / lurk. And the difference between those two things is generally the support is the fourth guy, and he's also the one who holds the flank. And the lurk is the fifth guy who will like usually not hold the flank. He will be on the flank. So that's the difference. I'm not sure who's going to be who. I have a feeling. God, I really don't know which to put in which position. So for now, let's Point. You'll be the fifth, and Bushy, you'll be the fourth guy. And the only reason I say that is because if you have an op, it's better to be the fourth guy than the fifth guy. So that's if Bushy is opping, like we could even double op on T side. I would be okay with that. So if Bushy and Savage both have ops, you don't want Bushy alone. Like B if we're pushing A, but because he won't be able to rotate mid quickly because he has to move slowly because he has an op. However, Point could do that. Point could like lurk out mid during an A execute. If everything is set up properly for him. Anything else? Yeah, that's going to be our T side. That's going to be our T side setup. And I think that'll. The bad things about. I forgot to talk about the bad things about the last couple positions. So bad things about O-Town's role is it's a lot of responsibility. So if he doesn't get, if he and I don't get kills, and if Savage doesn't, like if we don't get kills coming into the site, like we're not going to win the round. That's probably the biggest weakness of our team, is we don't have like our aggressive player, our most aggressive player, O-Town, is the third or the fourth best player on the team. Although he might be this like second or third best on T side, because he's particularly good on T side. So that's kind of interesting. But anyway, teams that are really good at just coming into sites and killing people are like 2016 G2 with Shox as the entry fragger. So like where the best player is the very aggressive player. So that's probably going to be our weakness, is if we don't get kills, we're not going to get into the site. And what that means is that puts a lot of pressure also on Point and Bushy to lurk properly and throw enough utility so that we don't get shot in the back any more than is totally necessary. So the downside about having Seek in front is I can't do those support nades because I'm doing support positioning, which will be the jumping out first type thing with the pop flash. But that means I can't throw utility. So that is going to be a bit of a weakness. And that puts a lot of responsibility also on the three guys in the back. So Savage, Point, and Bushy, to know your nades and to calm your nades so that O-Town and I will not get team flashed, that kind of thing. and so we know what's smoked off. So we'll have to drill some things. The benefit is we could get some 11, 12 round T-sides with this setup. Because when you do a lot of executes, you're kind of swinging for the fences. We're gonna get somewhere we get nothing. We get 5 rounds, where we get 5. What would you say? 5 rounds and a half, and one of them was the pistol, that kind of thing. Or you get, but at the same time, we could also get halves where we have like 14 bomb plants, and maybe we lose 2. We lose like a couple of 3v4s, and that's how we lose. And then we win everything else. So that's gonna be the kind of T-side team I think we are gonna be.